Welcome back, everybody. So it has been a moment since I've done an investigation, and today I am joined by Kareen from Argos Real. As normal, I will leave a link in the description. Whether YouTube allows me anybody to touch that link is a completely different story. But today I have returned to a place that I've been many times. This is my first ever investigation in this place. The first actual paranormal investigation was here at this place, and it is at Grovely Woods. The downside of this investigation tonight, it will be my very last one here. There is a reason for this, which I'm going to get into in just a moment, and you probably might have figured it out just from the title of this video. So let's get into this. Okay, then, bro, so I'm going to get into this before we get into the investigation. Now, I've been here a lot. 6 times I've been up here, but this is probably my 7th, okay? This place does hold quite a special place in my heart because this was my first ever investigation, okay, all those years ago. And ever since the first time I come up here, in the middle of the night, I fell in love with this place. But, and there has been a big but rolling around in my head ever since I come here. So the legend of this wood is, or one of the legends of this wood, is that 3 sisters, so the Hansel sisters, were bludgeoned to death in Wilton, being suspected of witchcraft and spreading smallpox. And apparently they are buried under, there's 4 of these abnormal trees, okay? They're not abnormal, they're just untampered. Okay, when I say they're untampered, tree surgeons haven't come in there and pruned them, they've just been left to grow. And apparently these sisters are buried under this one. There's another one down there, and there's another one, and then the 4th one is actually basically fallen through rot and all that kind of stuff. But in all these years that I've been coming here, like I said, there's been one big burning question. First names. We got the second names, but there's never any first names to any of these sisters. So recently, I'd done a bit more digging just on the legend of Grovely Woods to see if there was any new information or any other information that I missed in the past. Couldn't really find anything as different as such. So I looked up the meaning of Hansel on Google. And the meaning of Hansel means a leaving of gifts at the beginning of the year or something, or leaving a gift to bring good luck. These trees are left with a lot of trinkets. A lot of people leave gifts. Even I've done it before in the past, and leaves a lot of trinkets. In my head, okay, however much I want to believe that the story of the 4 sisters were bludgeoned to death and they haunt this woods, I honestly can't really believe that anymore because of the information I know. It's just sparked too much kind of skepticism in my head to 100% believe that this legend, this story is true. That being said, I am not saying that this place isn't haunted. These trees could be haunted by these sisters. This story could be really, really true, and it really could be. But with the information that I found out, I have to now go into these investigations here very, very skeptical, to the point where this is probably going to be my last one for quite a while. Like I said, I'm not saying to anybody not to come up and investigate here. If you believe in this ghost story, then please feel free, come up here and investigate as much as you like. But for me personally, I have to go into this with a lot of skepticism, and the only reason why I'm really here to stay and investigate today is because, one, it's quite a fair walk from the car park, and I'm here with Kareen. So I'm going to give it one last investigation. If something interesting or compelling happens, then yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's going to change my mind a little bit. But at this moment, I have to go into this really, really skeptical and just see what happens. Unless something really significant happens, I have to stay more on the skeptical side about this legend. Because in my head, I just think that this legend has evolved over the hundreds of years, and it's just spun off from there, where people leave gifts and so on. That's just my own personal opinion. If you want to come up here and investigate, feel free. There's more than one ghost story up here, but just for me personally, it just adds a lot of doubt in my head, which is actually really disappointing for me, because, and I am a little bit gutted, because this place does hold quite a fair you know, it's my first investigation, so it's going to hold a place in my heart. This is a lovely place, whether you believe in the ghost stories or not, just the wood itself, and I highly recommend a visit to these trees, because they're absolutely fantastic. Like I said, just my own personal opinion, take that as you will, but for me, I have to be honest with you, if anything, unless something really significant happens or any kind of significant responses come through, I have to remain very sceptical on these ghost stories at Groveley Woods from now on. So, let's get into this investigation. Right then everybody, so I'm going to let Kareen start off because it's her first time here, and obviously I've investigated here a few times, and I'll step in, and I've got the Echo Box with me as well.
Awesome.
So, but I'm going to focus on this cat ball that keeps going off.
Yeah.
The one thing I am going to say, I don't know if Kareen's documented it, but I don't know if you've done it in other videos.
What?
That cat ball is actually off the ground.
Yeah.
It's on like this little... I'm going to go close to it.
Go close to it.
So it's actually... So it's actually kind of like on like a little stilt thing.
It is.
But what I think we should do is step way back.
Help if I zoomed out. Sorry everyone. Just saw a leaf there. So we're now outside the circle, but what's really interesting is this cable has been going off non-stop, and it's a different cable to the one that I had previously on there because I've already changed it, and it is off the ground. But my theory, and I don't know, obviously I'm not saying this place is not haunted, and neither is Dave, but my theory is potentially it could be the huntsman.
Yeah.
Or the woods, sorry, is it woodsman?
It's woodsman, yeah.
That's it. I knew I was saying it wrong. The woodsman, because obviously his job was to protect the wood.
Yeah, it was to look after the wood.
It was to look after the wood, and he's supposed to haunt here. So maybe it's not necessarily haunted by the sisters.
Exactly.
But haunted by this woodsman instead.
Which is more of a story that ghost story that I'd go with. Than maybe the Hansel sisters at the moment.
Yeah, and maybe he is setting off our cable, right?
Maybe he's just protecting the tree.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know what we're doing and thinks maybe potentially we're going to harm it, or...
Potentially.
I don't know, because we have been stepping inside the circle. And I've been treading around everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting to me that no other cable is going off. I've got 4 around here. None of the others have gone off at all.
No, just that one.
Change that cable.
Just that one.
And it's just, I don't know, I'm finding it quite interesting. Have you got any thoughts, Dave?
To me, I'm going on the woodsman story on this one. To me, I think the theory of the woodsman protecting these trees is what I'm going for. The cat ball, I'm not sure on yet, because it keeps going off. Yeah. So we've changed it once, so why don't we change it again? I'm
gonna change it again because I'm not really sure right at this point.
Not 100% convinced at the moment.
I need to be convinced. So if it is the woodman that is here, I ask you, I'm gonna change the cat ball. I'm just gonna come closer. Sorry. And
Yeah, the blooper then.
it is true. Can you please do this again a third time, but with this cat ball instead? Okay, thank you very much. Do that. And again, I'm just going to show you this close up. There is nothing here. And it's there, off the ground, like so. There we go. That's again another different cable. This is the blue cable, and that one is the clear cable. And just to prove that I had a different cable before, I had the black cable before on there. There you go. This is the 3rd cable now. So, if it is the woodsman that is here and is trying to protect these trees, me and Dave, firstly, we just want to say thank you for allowing us here and into your space. But secondly, to say we do not mean any harm to this tree. Okay? We're not here to hurt it. I promise you. But if it is you that is here, can you please set off that cat ball again for me as a confirmation that it is you that is here? We would very much welcome that. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, now I'm going to ask, is there any other spirit that is here, that is maybe not the woodsman, that would like to set off that cow ball again? You're very welcome to do so. You know how it works, it won't harm you.
I've been here before. If you remember me, can you make that cat ball go off? Can you give me a sign that you remember me?
Yeah, could you go up to Dave and maybe tap him on the shoulder?
Don't do that. I investigated for months. That would actually scare me.
Okay, fine. You can go and tap me on the shoulder.
Yeah.
I volunteer myself.
I'm a little bit out of practice with investigating at the moment. I think anything would make me jump.
Okay. Sorry, Dave.
It's all good. Yeah, if it was night time and that happened, I'd be running. That's a guarantee.
You just see Dave running off.
Yeah, you would. You would.
Well, maybe it's a Roman guy that's here.
Just to confirm, there is.
Because there is a Roman road, isn't there?
Yep, there's Roman road, and apparently there have been sightings of Romans on that road. How true that is, again, don't know.
I mean, Romans did go everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But also, I just want to stress this out again. People seeing Romans on Roman roads is quite a common ghost story as well.
Very common ghost story.
So, again, take that as you will. You believe whatever you want to believe in, but I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt unless I see a load of Romans walking down that road.
I mean, yeah, if some Romans are here and you would love to appear in front of us, that would be amazing. Although they probably won't understand English, so they don't have a clue what we're chatting about right now.
Okay, let's try a different approach. One of the times I was here, you must remember, I got to take this with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily believe what happened now in their past investigations.
I mean, what happened?
We had a spirit box up against a tree. And I was quite superstitious about stepping into the circle. I don't know why, just how it was. We had a spirit box running just by that tree. And I asked for permission to go into the circle. And through the spirit box, the response said no.
Okay, yeah.
And then I went in anyway.
Yeah.
And I left a penny as a gift. And through the spirit box, it then said leave.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to want to try that again, but what I was going to ask is that if I'm allowed into the circle, let's change this. I'm going to step into the circle. If you don't want me in the circle, make the cat ball go off. So I'm going to step in no matter what. And if I step in and you don't want me in here, make that cat ball go off. I'm in the circle.
I don't know why I just laughed then. This is the way you said, I'm in the circle. I don't know why I find that so amusing. Sorry.
I've been here before.
Yeah, do you mind Dave being in the circle now? I mean, to be fair, both of us have actually been in the circle
Yeah.
without asking. So
Maybe the first time I was here, it wasn't the Hansel sisters. Maybe it was the woodsman. If I remember correctly, it was a May night, end of May, quite a warm day. There was 5 or 6 of us. Do you remember that? If you remember it, make the cat ball go off. There's a little device down there. If you go close to that, that'll go beep quite loudly. Just give us potentially a sign that you're here somehow. Something. Can't really ask for anything to be thrown or moved because we're outside and it's quite windy. It's quite difficult. But if you could turn that cushion over maybe.
well, this is what I'm really sorry. I just realised I've not introduced myself really, have I? I mean, I introduced myself on camera
Yeah.
when I was doing thingy for, you know, but I've not actually introduced myself
No.
to the spirit. So, hello spirit, my name is Serene. If there's anyone here, me and Dave don't mean you any harm. I was going to say, are you potentially a little bit annoyed with us?
Are you annoyed with me? At this point, this marks the end of part 1 of this investigation at Groveley Woods with Crean from Our Ghost Reel. Join us for part 2 next week to see if we make communication with the woodsman or the spirit of the woodsman that's meant to haunt Groveley Woods. On that note, have a great day everybody. See you later. Bye bye.